Hello, my name is Jalen. Welcome to Vlogmas. Right here you can see my full studio that we have in our school bus that I use for podcasting. We use it for voiceovers, we do music, and recording of some singer-songwriters as well. A little bit about me and how I got involved in music. About 4 years ago, I was going through a rough time in my life, and instead of picking up bad things, I picked up music. And I really fell in love with it. I picked up an acoustic guitar, realized that that really wasn't for me, and a week later had a pedal board, an amp, and an electric guitar, and was just like shredding alone at the house. I don't have any training, so to speak. In the past few years, I've just practiced and gotten better at it in what it means to me. So I don't do a lot of theory stuff or whatever, but I have really fallen in love with recording. I've spent the last year or so really getting closer to that recording side of things. And along the way, I've collected a ton of microphones. This all started because I picked up an interface, a Scarlett 18i20, and I had a ton of inputs and I wanted to start recording, so I would haul this giant music box essentially all over town, and I would take it to shops and stuff and host local jam nights on Thursdays, and I would record every session. When I started recording, I completely fell in love with the idea of capturing something that is very instant and fleeting. It's there and then it's gone, and I think it's like really cool to actually capture it. And in the schooly sense, the nomadic lifestyle, I hope to help a lot of recording artists or artists that have booklets full of music that are on the road who maybe don't have the opportunity to get into a studio every day, to give them an affordable and still really quality experience of working alongside an engineer to help them produce their music. So I have here today a ton of microphones, and I'm going to go through those. But I'd also like to talk about my Pokemon collection. I've always kind of been a collector of things, I think. I love the idea of currency, and I have some like $2 bills, and I know how to identify certain quarters and misprinted bills and things like that. And that was something I had done in the past, but I grew up playing Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and things like that. And recently, they released an old reissue. It's a reissue of a Yu-Gi-Oh! Obelisk card, which is like one of the cards as a kid was one of the cards you would absolutely want to have in your collection. You weren't able to play this card in an actual match, so it was purely for collection. And I had a huge collection of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon cards as a kid, and I no longer have those collections anymore. But that's kind of what kickstarted the Pokemon collection I have today, is because of that Yu-Gi-Oh card. I went out and got the pack that had that Yu-Gi-Oh card in it. And it is Obelisk the Tormentor, and I absolutely love that card. I think it's so cool to actually own it again as an adult, and that's what kickstarted it. So let's get back into the music side of things. Today you're going to see both my Pokemon collection and my microphone collection. This is the Shure SM7B, and it is the newest to my collection. I got this one purely for doing voiceovers for our YouTube videos and for podcasting. You can listen to my podcast on pretty much every format. You can listen to it on the YouTube, but I prefer Apple Podcasts if you want to listen to it in a high quality format. So that is why I own this one right here. When you live in a tiny space, you have to keep everything organized, and it's important to find a medium between organized and also accessible. So I have everything pretty much in reach in my studio, and I can set up a whole recording session with either a band or an artist given 15 minutes on the fly, unless I have to put up the drum kit. With that being said, let's start with these ones here that I have. These are just some vocal mics that I have, and you'll notice in my collection I have a lot of Shure stuff. I just think it's a really industry standard kind of brand, and everyone knows this company. But I have a Shure SM58 right here. This is another vocal mic that I use for live recordings and stuff like that. If people have a band with more than one vocalist, it's important to have a couple of these around. I also have the Sennheiser E845. This one is great for women's vocals. It has a low cut and a higher frequency range as well, which is really great for women's vocals. And I love that microphone. And those are my 2 vocals. While we're on the topic of Shure stuff, I also have this pack right here. This is the drum microphone kit, but you can really use this for just about anything, and it's super versatile. And I'll open this one up here so you can see everything I've got in this one. Cables, gotta have cables. Always cables. More cables. More cables. One day everything will be wireless with no latency, and until then, anacondas. So this kit comes with 3 of these here. This is your Shure SM57, and you can use these for just about anything, and you can beat them to absolute death. You don't have to worry about a drummer hitting these with their sticks, and is also why they're great on drums. You can use these on snare, toms, overheads, but you can also use these on guitar cabinets as well, and really are just awesome for just about anything. I've even seen a lot of people use them as vocal mics as well. You really can't beat it when it comes to these, and they're really awesome. These are dynamic microphones, just the same as these, but they just serve a little bit of a different purpose. And this pack comes with 3 of these and all the attachments you need to put them on the drum kit, which I do have a drum kit. It hasn't been out in a while, but if you're seeing this video and you're going to be at Schoolypalooza, give me a reason to get that drum kit out and do some recording. I would love that. With that being said, this beast right here is the Beta 52A, and it's specifically designed for kick mic. The kick drum mic needs a low frequency, and this does the trick. I haven't used it on anything else, but I've seen people use them for guitar cabs, and it looks like a really cool vocal mic, but who's to say? I haven't tried it. So that's it for those types of mic, the dynamic microphones that I have, and I have just plenty of dynamic microphones. I also have one other microphone I want to show you that I have in this case here. This is my AKG P220. This is a condenser microphone, and it picks up literally everything. You could put this on and you could hear your neighbors talking. So you have to have a super quiet setting in order to use this one, but I've always used this one because it picks up everything. I love to use it as a live room mic, and I'll just place it somewhere in the area or far away just so that it picks up something just a little bit more character than maybe the microphones that are set up directly for each instrument. I have used this one for acoustic guitar. I've used it for vocals. It came in this really awesome case, and it does come with an awesome shock mount as well. And this looks a little scrunched right now, but it does breathe out once it's been not compressed for a while. But this goes on here and can help just not beat it up if you're going to be using it up close with things, because this one is very, very delicate. But I love this microphone. It is inexpensive like most of the microphones that I have, but it has a huge range of different character that you can use it for. It has a low cut, a 20 dB cut as well, so you can use it with quieter settings or louder settings, and I absolutely love it. That's the only mic that I have that's powered, and that finishes the collection here. So I have tons of dynamic microphones for instruments, vocals, and stuff for live mics as well, and cabs. So just about anything you could think of. If you're seeing this video and you want to do some recording work or be on our podcast, feel free to hit us up. Hit us with the comments, and we'll direct message you, and we'll get you in here. So that is all the microphones that I have in my collection. We'll move on now to the Pokemon collection. If you want me to go in depth any more into the actual studio build, or want to know some of the projects that we have worked on, feel free to reach out as well. Hit the comments with that, because there's plenty more to talk about when it comes to this studio build and some of the projects that I've worked on in the past. In the description, we will also link one of our videos where I had a full art market that I hosted at Fallout Art Space in Alexander, North Carolina, and recorded 8 bands through the bus back out live. Very cool event, and we'll give you a way to watch that one as well. So this collection might be a little harder to talk about in depth. I think that the best way to kind of describe it is like knowing what you want to actually collect, because when you collect something like cards, whether it be trading cards or baseball cards, whatever it is, you can get lost in collecting, and you can sometimes collect too much and not the stuff that's actually important to you. And being new to collecting these again in my life, resurrecting this, I knew that it was important to collect a certain type of thing. And so far, what I've been collecting is called master sets. Master sets is essentially an entire collection, whether it be common, uncommon, rare, super rare, whatever it is, the entire collection from 1 to 200. I haven't collected a full master set yet, but I have started a few of those collections. Scarlet and Violet era and the Sword and Shield era are the two that I'm collecting for master sets. This one right here, I'll go ahead and show you this one, because this is what happens when you open packs to collect instead of buying just the cards that you want. You get this. This entire thing is full of cards that I have duplicates of. Duplicates. So many duplicates. They're basically worth nothing. There's even rare cards in here that I have duplicates of. So if you collect Pokemon and you're seeing this video and you want to collect master sets as well, I have tons of cards, so I would love to trade you. And I think that's a good point to make with bringing this to the light of YouTube, is if you're seeing this and you're interested in trading, definitely hit me up. I would love to see what you have in your collection that I could add and try to make something work for you as well. So that one is that bin that I have there, which is basically useless to me. And then in these two, I have the actual master sets, and I've put file folders in between each master set. There's, I think, 7 or 8 master sets that I'm working on currently.
How many are there total?
In total, there's probably 80. I mean, Pokemon cards came out in 96, I believe, and brought to America in 98. So I think that there's probably about 80 different master sets that could be completed.
And how many sets are you trying to complete?
2 eras, which is around 7 or 8, I think, so far that I have. Master sets, yeah.
So you have at least part of every master set you want.
Yeah. And in this one, and I guess another good point to mention is, like, since I do collect from common to rare, I'm trying to think how to say this, I don't take care of every card that I have. I do put into sleeves or protective sleeves, I put all of the rare ones, or the hollows, or reverse rares that might be worth something one day. I do put those into card sleeves, like this.
You pulled
A regular card.
Yeah.
Like this. This is a rare card, but it's a reverse rare instead of the regular hollow. Things like that I do keep in sleeves because I just want to take a little bit care for them. Something I have done since I open packs in order to complete sets is if I have that card already, I'll look at the card that I have already and the new one that I just opened and see which one the centering looks better on, see which one the surface or the hollow looks better on, and I'll add the one that looks worse in quality. I just add that one to the collection of the duplicates of stuff that I don't use or won't use, and I keep the most correct and quality version of that card that I have in the actual collection that I have. And then in this, I have so far just my hollow cards, my super rares, my illustration rares, my artist rares, ultra rares. If it's rare, it has a rare in the name. It's in this here. Eventually, what I'd like to do is put my master sets in one of these, so it would go from 1 to 200 or whatever in this per set that I have. And I think that's because that's the way that I collect. I collect master sets. I don't collect just because they're rare. But for now, I only have one of these, and so I have all of my rare cards in it. And I can open that up and show you kind of a closer look at some of those things here in a second. But I have things like, these are called trainer gallery cards, so it has like a trainer with the Pokemon. Those are kind of what I start off with. My V cards, which really aren't worth a whole lot, maybe $1. The EX cards, they're rare, but they're not really worth a whole lot. But I do love a good shiny cardboard card, and so I collect those no matter what. If they're shiny, I take care of them. Some of the ones that I have that are like really worth something to me, I really love my gold Charizard card. I think that's really cool. It's not worth as much anymore because apparently everyone was pulling this card. I thought I was special. I'm not that special. One that I kind of like blew my mind that's actually worth money that I have that I really, really like is this Chi-Yu. It's literally a goldfish. But the artwork on it is absolutely gorgeous, and I love the texture of the card. It's got this sparkly feel to it even. My priciest card that I have is this Iron Valiant card. Right now I think it's going for like $75 just for that one card, and it's constantly going up, especially during Christmas, and with the new set coming out in January, these cards are going to be a little bit harder to obtain. And then I have some gold energy cards, some more artist rares. I love my Poliwhirl, another artwork that I absolutely think is really, really cool. My Alakazam, that was one of my favorite Pokemon growing up, and so when I pulled this card, I was absolutely thrilled to have the artist rare of this card. Trainer gallery cards, nothing too crazy, just really good texture. Eventually, I would love to see Pokemon make literal like holographic cards. It's like electronic somehow. I don't know. It's animated almost like Harry Potter. Like, that would be so tight. And I think they're well on the way. I'm sure they've been working on that since the 90s. They just haven't figured it out yet. Some regular holo cards that I have here. Just regular shiny holos. Nothing super crazy. But I did keep those. And trainer cards that are holographic as well. And I kept those. I still have some room in here. But like I said, I'd love to just use this as a master set collection one day. And split these all up. But for now, this is where they live, just so I take care of them. And those are my collections. So, when you live in a tiny home, it's important to know what is important to you. The priority of something like this can take up a whole lot of space, and so making sure that I'm only collecting what I actually want to collect and not just like going belligerent with it is really important with both the Pokemon and with the microphones. Microphones are huge and can take up a ton of space, and they're all very delicate, so each one would need a case and whatever because you're constantly moving on the road. But if you have any interest in either trading Pokemon cards with me or wanting to get into the studio and do some recording with me, or both, that would be awesome. That means we were highly compatible and would be great friends. Hit me up. And this is the video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got to know a little bit more about me. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to reach out. We respond to absolutely everyone that we can, and it was really nice to have you here. If you liked this video and want to see some more content like it, feel free to like and subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow for Vlogsmas again, because that's what we're doing here at the Cream Base Bus.